Hi, I'm your host, Saul Gomez. On this episode of Immigrants Unplugged, I sit down with the fearless and creative Juan Sotelo, a true innovator who's redefining what it means to start over and try. From sharing simple videos about his daily life to founding his own media company, Valiente, Juan's journey shows how determination, creativity, and connection can spark incredible transformations. We talk about his bold decision to live a stable career, the challenges of building a business from scratch as an immigrant, and how the Kelowna community has played a key role in his success. Juan opens up about his fearless mindset, earning him that nickname Juan Sin Miedo, and shares how storytelling has transformed not only his career, but also the connections he's made. This is more than just a story about entrepreneurship. It's about growth, courage, and the incredible impact of community. Tune in to hear how Juan is inspiring change and creating a legacy in Kelowna and beyond. Juan, welcome to Immigrants Unplugged. This is my final project for this incredible journey that I had with the StoryHive. And what a better way to close it than with you, someone who embodies resilience, creativity, and community. How you doing?
Good, very good. I'm so happy to be here. And congratulations for this huge milestone. I know how much effort and passion you've been putting on your projects, and I'm quite happy to share this journey with you. Congrats, and thank you for inviting me.
It's an honor for me to have you. We've been good friends for a while already. And one of the things that I get a lot of my attention for many people that doesn't know you is that how are you actually been putting Kelowna in the map? How are you been enrolling with the community? But I know you already got your own media company. Before you created Valiente, I would like to start with that. Before you created Valiente, you were creating videos about your own life, sharing stories about yoga, about rock climbing, about cooking, about sports practice. How did creating videos help you out to connect with the community here?
It definitely helped me a lot because without thinking about it, I started making friends through social media. When my wife and I moved 5 years ago to Kelowna, and yeah, it was great to see the response from a few people here in the Okanagan that resonate with my videos and ask me some questions. I was doing these videos for my friends and family back in Mexico, and I started doing them in English because I wanted to practice and improve my vocabulary and be more comfortable being in front of the camera in another language. And yeah, that's how I start making friends here in the Okanagan.
Do you think that was the door that opened to connect you where you are today?
I think it started way before those videos. Since I was a kid, I loved being behind and in front of the camera. I remember that my family used to have a handy cam that was mostly for when we were going to vacations in Mexico and in the States. And I fell in love about filming, telling some stories about our family trips, making some magic tricks with the camera. Then I start inviting my friends at home to do some videos. And since then, I keep doing. I was happy that my parents allowed me to use it a lot. And when I was in high school, I put more time into it. I started doing videos for my entire family, uncles, cousins, just for fun. This was before social media. I used to share those videos in family parties or family gatherings. I love the response of my family, that they were enjoying when they see the story that I put on it. Always the consistent factor has been that people that, or my family that was watching my videos, they were surprised about the way that I was putting the images, the music, and I was crafting the story. So yeah, I got a lot of confidence with that feedback and that response. So I invite more people and I put more passion into what I envision a filmmaker career.
I noticed that you mentioned this. You started when you were little, pretty much curiosity, trying to get family memories, and then probably that curiosity start developing to creating that knowledge and understanding, and dealing with equipment that is transformed the Juan that you are educated, going through the Vancouver Film School to become like your own boss right now, having your media production. I would like to go back to the videos though, because I noticed you got a lot of experience on little though. But another thing that is really lives in my head is like when you created those videos, and you mentioned was more like a hobby, I will say, right in the beginning. But those videos you were creating I see values, I see things that you believe in. You've been doing and while you creating those videos and things that you love, something that you believe. What it teach you that creating those videos, more than connecting with people, what it teach to yourself?
I think I was a very disciplined kid as well. Like I had a lot of discipline, but very creative as well. And looking at that time, it teach me that the technical stuff like editing hasn't changed a lot since I was a kid. The softwares are very similar, but the narratives is the things that I've been evolving, improving a lot. Having the opportunity to interact and collaborate with so many different people are mostly in North America has built on me like an eye to understand what the other person is feeling and the other person wants to communicate in front of the camera, and we became a team. So I feel like that experience since the beginning, since I was a kid, I understand it, and I have been focusing on improving that relation, because for me the most important is that the story, the emotion, rather than the equipment or the technical aspect. A good story could be told with a phone or doesn't necessarily need to be with a entirely production equipment. So yeah.
Well, that's pretty much how I get to know you. I feel that I get to know you a lot just following through your videos, and I mean I'm very like proud, to call you my friend, because to see you before and where I see you right now is a huge difference. And another amazing thing, like, let me tell you this, for a person who is living longer than you in this country, is your courage to stand there and talking in front to the camera in English, a language that is not even yours. That I'm not saying yours, but you didn't born with that. I say I had to admire. I took what we said in Mexico, me quito el sombrero, me quité el sombrero, dije este way. I say like, man, this dude is amazing what he's doing. And that created inspiration. But you say, tell me about this. Why do we come in English? Why not using something you feel confident with in front of the camera?
Yeah, I first on my personal projects or with Valiente, I have the strategy to do it in English just because that's the country that we are currently living. And I knew it that I had to push myself to speak in English without having it perfectly, just because that will also transmit the essence of my own journey. So that's something that also I have learned through so many projects. The real connections that an audience do with a character or with a product or with a celebrity is because they get to know them just the way they are. So if I wait until I had the perfect English. The audience that is already looking at my work won't get the entire story about my own journey.
You work with major media companies, international, like, in Mexico, as well here in Canada, specifically here in the Okanagan. What makes you, motivates you to create Valiente?
Yeah, just as you said, I have worked with in projects that have been broadcast on television, on Netflix, on Amazon Prime, on other Canadian channels like Family Channel, TELUS. But all those projects were when I was working through other company, and they were services that we were providing to them. So my goal with Valiente is to be able to create our own product, our own intellectual property, and being able to get it to those bigger platforms as well. Like right now, everything has been posted and distributed through our own production channels, Valiente Instagram platform. But the dream is to be able to partner in a show for Netflix, or partner in a show for Amazon or other major platform.
That's a huge leap. I listening to you, and you got a big dreams, and it seems like you already got aspirations way before, and you start really preparing all these projects, and Valiente is looking forward or towards those goals. I really hope that everything comes through. But starting from scratch, because I get to see you into all this independency. You were having a stable job, and as an immigrant, where do you get that courage to get that entrepreneurship spirit and say, you know what? I know how the things works. I know that I can do this myself, and I'm gonna go. What challenge you face when you start Valiente here in the Kelowna area with this community?
When we moved to Kelowna, after the third year, we were able to own our first property, our home. And I knew it that the type of, when I was doing, me and my wife, when we were doing the research about which property we wanted to buy, we came into agreement that it had to be a property that doesn't consume us and drain us to maintain the mortgage, because I wanted to start my own company. By coincidence, I always set my goal or my deadline to start my own company at the age of 35. And that was when everything aligned as well to quit my job, because I already had my home here in Kelowna and a little bit of savings, and also one client. It wasn't anything that I did it without a plan. I think that what helped me a lot, because what I wasn't expecting, it was that having my own company would be as challenging as it is. I thought that because I was a head of production or a producer in those companies, I will easily go through the entrepreneurial journey. But it was a surprise for me that it was very challenging. It is super challenging. But those months that I had as a savings, but also all the knowledge that I had in the other companies, and starting my own company in the same industry, I think those were key factors for me to be able to face those new challenges. The work is even more than the one that I was doing for other companies, but I will say that the reward is bigger and doesn't compare the reward that I get if I go back to another company. I don't see myself going back. I'm just seeing myself growing my company and financing and improving my process.
Juan, it seems like Kelowna has been a big part of the story then, because pretty much that's where you initiated in your entrepreneurship, though. How's been the community, Kelowna community, accepting or supporting that transition from being representing a company to your own role of entrepreneur?
Great. I think Kelowna is amazing. I have heard the phrase that is a land of opportunities. For me, it is a blank canvas in terms of there's a lot of opportunities and there are not a lot of competition of in what I'm working on or in the field that I'm doing. I feel that the community has been receiving our services very good, and they are surprised about the quality of work that we do, because I have experience delivering quality for broadcast, and that's the same quality that we deliver for local business owners here. And comparing the our service with others, they are always happy, and it's good that we're getting more clients, and the clients that we had, they are coming back, and we haven't put too much work into publicity or advertising ourselves. It's just like collaborating and also delivering projects. Every project give us 2 or 1 other projects because of word of mouth. So that's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this month we've been carefully planning for the next year, just because we want to grow substantially. Like, we want to grow bigger in terms of projects, not in terms of people. I think that we have confirmed ourselves the quality of our projects, and that quality could be attractive for major platforms or for major talent. So yeah, we want to grow with the talent that is already here in Kelowna, but we also want to put Kelowna in the map for other talent to come and collaborate.
I think you've been doing it already, and that's a great thing to hear. Congrats for that. Valiente, it's about empowering business and elevating their stories, though. Do you have a story about a project that you not only help a business to grow, but also connect at the same time that project with the Kelowna community?
Yeah, well, Valiente means brave. So I think all the projects that we do and we decide to work on have that factor. They have to connect with the community. They have to empower others. But the biggest surprise for us, I feel, that is we have different divisions, and one of them is called Valiente Fights. The sport combat division is we collaborate with athletes from Kelowna and gym owners to put sports events together, sell the tickets, and invite friends, family, and a local audience to watch an entertainment show. And for me, has been very amazing to see the response in the community, because the talent of the athletes and the coaches that are here in the Okanagan, it's super strong. It's world class. That's the word that I was looking. The talent of the athletes and the coaches is world class. They are ready to be on leagues like UFC, BFL, and get exposure in massive audiences. It's just Valiente needs to get into that point to give them that platform. And that's what is very attractive for me. I'm building a workflow that allowed us to give them that platform to this pool of sport athletes, to give them that lens. Right now we are giving them locally, but the talent is already here to be exposed. The talent is ready to get exposed in massive audiences. So Valiente will connect them to the whole industry, to the whole internet. And we are showing sport combats in a different lens, not as a violence sport, but more as a discipline. And we are getting the opportunity to know the athletes in a very vulnerable way. And we want to build their stories around that. And it's giving a very good response. We already been receiving feedback from people that have been doing this in the States, in LA, in New York, and that they are doing this in Vancouver. And they think that we are like a enterprise, but it's just a team of 5-10 people, and they get surprised about the quality that we're doing. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of things that we want to keep growing in Valiente.
I think not only as an immigrant, but as an entrepreneur, you're doing amazing things here in that community. The community is talking about you. It's talking about Juan, and it's talking about Valiente, and it's talking about the whole team, the creativity it is. Talking about creativity, Kelowna is getting to know more as a hub for innovation and creativity, though. How do you think Valiente plays a role to keep transmitting this identity in this type of space?
Yeah, that's another factor that we are seeing and noticing. We have another division similar to Valiente Fights that is called Valiente Entrepreneur. And we have been trying to get coverage of networking events and also business conferences, just because exactly the same as with this sports division, all the entrepreneurs, products and innovation that is coming from Kelowna and the Okanagan, it needs to be exposed in bigger audiences. And because the community is getting to know us, a lot of people wants to collaborate with us, and we want to collaborate with them as well. And the products and our stories just help us each other to get into more audiences. And I feel like all these companies and hub of creativity is just starting. That's why I referred that is right now is a blank canvas, just because we are just starting knowing each other, and we know that we're gonna be growing. The industry is gonna be growing here, Kelowna, and the Okanagan is gonna be growing, and I feel that we are in the right time.
That's amazing, and I can't wait to see that. I'm pretty sure that transition will be in a short period, and I'm excited for that chapter. For those ones who considering Kelowna to build their life or their career, specifically immigrants, what would you say to them?
I will say it's a great city. It's very good situated between different other small cities that help each other and collaborate all the time. And the scenery is just beautiful. All the seasons, there's activities for all the seasons. I'm a rock climber, and I love going outdoors and climb as hard as I can in the weekends, but also there is a lot of work during the week. So yeah, I think it is amazing. It's a city that is growing, and also welcomes everyone as well. It's super organized and clean, which is great, and safe as well.
So many people, they don't know you, but you got a nickname. Your nickname is Juan Sin Miedo. I think it fits really good, your nickname, Juan Sin Miedo. How do you fearless mindset help you out to embrace any type of challenge you face?
It's difficult for us to be brave, but for me, helped me to be aware of those times where I don't feel super brave or confident. And that's why I named my company Valiente, because when I moved to Canada, I felt different. I had to learn about the culture. I have to learn about the new ways, and for me, it put me in a long time of period of vulnerability, just because I was learning the language. I was new at work. I was learning the culture, but being in that state could be very frightening for people, and it was for me at times. But when I was able to recognize that feeling and that emotion, I was able to get confident and envision myself in a more bravery state. Sport climbing has helped me a lot on that, because sport climbing, being in the rock, it doesn't feel like you are playing soccer or you are swimming or you are snowboarding. It feels terrifying. It feels that you can do a wrong movement and you can die. So, but there's a adrenaline component that make it very addictive, and being in that state because you want to be in that state, and then accomplishing your goal of being at the top of your route, build a dynamic in your head that makes you feel comfortable in the uncomfortness.
Comfortableness.
Yeah.
That's great. And I hear that before, but it's totally right. If you don't put your own challenge, be in a space that is going to make you feel uncomfortable, try to be there and successful and achieve them, then that's the mentality you must have. So that's what Juan Sin Miedo is. We're trying to wrap up things here, but as an immigrant and entrepreneur, what legacy do you hope to leave here?
Oh, my legacy, I feel as a person, just as an individual, I feel like my work. Like because a lot of the work that I'm doing is very personal. So it is like a journey. It is like a book that I'm writing, but instead of that, I'm putting myself and my emotions through my work and through some projects that I feel like people that doesn't or didn't know me could look at it and get a feeling of who I was. But also a lot of my own projects, for example, Juan Sin Miedo, or my personal blogs like Juan and Beyond. I'm looking at as I'm always talking to the camera as friends and family, because I feel like my kids or my relatives, they can go back and see those videos of those stories and understand a lot of what I was.
You just spark right there that connectivity, just the welcoming you do, friends and family.
Yeah.
Right there, boom, is the spark, connection right away. Juan, what does Canada means for you?
Canada means home. Home right now. We just became Canadian citizens this year after 5 years. And yeah, I think we are building our lives, our adult life here. My wife, we're planning to have kids eventually here, and we are building our companies So kind of means our new home and is shared with Mexico.
Juan, I really appreciate taking the time to share this incredible journey. It's a very inspiring story, not only as an entrepreneur, not only as an immigrant, but also as a community builder, community ambassador, and all the love you're receiving for the things that you're doing in this vibrant and supporting community that Kelowna offers. I can't wait to see how much work in Valiente will create an impact in those projects in the future. But at the same time, I just want to say it's my honor to be your friend, and it's an honor to have you here on my show, Immigrants Unplugged. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, no, same. It's amazing to see you growing on your projects, and also great to be your friend. And yeah, all the best on your projects. I really like them. And yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Saul Gomez, my good friend and brother, Juan Sotelo, and with his name, Juan Sin Miedo. Thank you so much for being supporting this amazing project with StoryHive. There's no way for me to express my gratitude to StoryHive for giving me this opportunity. And I'm looking forward for another chapter with Immigrants Unplugged. Hasta la próxima.